Hi there, my name is Carissa Nickel, and thank you for tuning in to the Bible Talk Network. We have a great show planned for you today, and we will be interviewing the Holy Spirit. He is the third part of the Trinity. He's very important, but it can sometimes be confusing. So, we're going to talk about the Pentecost, the Holy Spirit, and maybe interview the Holy Spirit himself. Hi, I'm going to talk to Jesus himself, and here he is. Thank you for having me. This is definitely something worth talking about. Well, then let's get started and go right into the questions. First off, you are part of the Trinity, right? And you know the Holy Spirit, what makes him so special? And why is he important in our lives?
Well, Carissa, he's key in everyone's life because when you're in the midst of a tough decision, he'll help you out and guide you. And he's special in our lives, especially because when we do make a bad decision, he sets us on the right path and he helps us be more aware of our mistakes so we don't make it again.
Ah, so he guides us through everything and makes sure we do the right decision?
Yes.
Okay, so next question. How do we know that when we accept you, we are guaranteed eternal life?
Well, that's another reason the Holy Spirit's so important. When you accept me, he comes into you and he is like a seal or a deposit guaranteeing that you have eternal life.
Okay, so last question. If we keep ignoring God and the Holy Spirit, will he keep trying to get us to stop ignoring him?
No. Straightforward answer, no. He won't contend with you forever. God gave you a decision, and if you choose not to make one that pleases him, that's okay. Now, he definitely wants you to accept him, but if you don't, he won't contend with you ever and constantly try to convince you.
Okay, thank you very much, Jesus, and thanks for telling us your thoughts about the Holy Spirit.
No problem.
Glad to be up on BTN. We're going to talk to Peter about the Holy Spirit at the Pentecost. And later, we'll talk to the Holy Spirit himself. Don't go away and come back after our special commercial.
I've got a question for you. Have you ever wanted to know more about the history of the earth? Then we've got a great deal for you. We have got a limited edition first copy of the scroll of the Bible. Now this goes through a complete overview of everything that happened around the earth, the people there, and what all happened. And it's only 19.95 euros. But if you place your order in the next 30 minutes, we'll give you a second copy for free. Just pay extra shipping and donkey renting. But I'm not done. If you place your order ASAP, we'll give you a third copy for free. If that's not a great deal, I don't know what is. 19.95 euros for 3 copies of the scroll of the Bible. But hurry, they're selling out. Place your order today.
Okay, folks, welcome back to BTN, the Bible Talk Network. Our next special guest here in the studio is Peter, who witnessed the Pentecost. Welcome, Peter.
Hello, Chris. I'm very glad to be here to talk about what I believe.
So, all right, now let's go talk about the Holy Spirit. What did he look like?
Well, first off, there was a violent wind that came, which was the first indication that the Holy Spirit was coming. And then all of a sudden, tongues of fire came upon all of us.
Were you frightened?
Definitely, at first, until I realized what was going on. Based on what the prophet Joel prophesied.
That reminds me, how did you manage to turn these 3,000 scared people to actual Christians?
Well, they first thought that we were drunk, which we were not. And the way I was able to preach to those people and get them to accept Christ was the Holy Spirit, because he told me what to say. Once I finished the sermon, they understood it was the Holy Spirit that came, and they were still in shock.
Well, thank you, Peter. I had a really fun time interviewing you, and you helped our viewers understand the Pentecost from your point of view.
Thanks, Kershaw. I'm very glad I could share this.
All right, the moment you've all been waiting for. We're going to talk to the Holy Spirit himself. Welcome.
Hello, I'm so glad I could come here today and talk about the thing I do best. Me!
All right, the first question I have for you is, how exactly would you describe yourself?
First of all, I am powerful since I am part of God, but I still have emotions. I'll be upset when you make poor decisions or don't accept Christ. But at the same time, I will rejoice when you do make good decisions.
Now that we know more about you, how exactly do you affect our daily lives?
Well, once once you accept Christ and I dwell in you, I will give you the gifts of faith and knowledge and mercy and other things. Most important, I will stay with you in God.
So you are big impact in our lives.
Pretty much.
All right, so last question. So how do you help us in our lives?
Well, I remind you of God, and I know you aren't perfect, so I place the fruits of the Spirit in your daily life.
Thank you so much for being here, and it was great talking to you.
Thank you.
All right, folks, that concludes today's broadcast on the Bible Talk Network. We hope you enjoyed it and learned something new. I'm Kristen Nickel, and I'm signing off the Bible Talk Network.